This is a Channel Africa podcast. You can also get Channel Africa on satellite PAS10, DSTV Audio Bouquet 802, and OpenView Bouquet Channel 628.
The Youth in Property Association, YIPA, has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Social Housing Regulatory Authority to advance the transformation agenda within the social housing sector by empowering youth to initiate and manage accredited social housing institutions and other delivery agents. Let's unpack this further now. I'm joined on the line by Notolo Jali from the Social Housing Regulatory Authority to talk to us more about this memorandum of understanding. Good evening, Notolo, and welcome to Afrika Tonight.
Good evening, Khumbelo. It is so good to be here with you tonight on Afrika Tonight. Hi.
It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure having you on the show, Notolo. Thank you so much for joining us. I see you've got such an exciting news here, the signing of this memorandum. Talk to me about how it came about.
Right. So, SHRA, the Social Housing Regulatory Authority, is a public entity under the umbrella of the Department of Human Settlements. And part of our mandate, aside from investing in the social housing sector of South Africa, we are also mandated to create an enabling environment in the sector. So part of that is creating supportive initiatives, with our stakeholders, whether it's municipalities or provincial stakeholders, but also at the ground level. We engage with various entities, and most recently we have engaged with YIPA to invite youth into the social housing sector. So basically, on the signing of this MOU, we are partnering with this entity to now avail our supportive initiatives towards YIPA and fellow youth in the industry, just to bring them on board. Mm-hmm. It is part of the government's transformation imperatives to bring in youth, women-owned entities, youth-owned entities into the sector. So this is just part of that initiative. And we're so excited for this venture with YIPA.
It sounds exciting, Notolo, but talk to me about how long it took for you to see the end, to see it, getting off the ground like this, because I'm sure that it took a lot to be able to arrive at this point, isn't it?
Right. No, definitely. I think with every endeavor that you make towards changing things and doing things differently, it takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of time. And it would have been great to have some of our fellow colleagues who were directly involved with this process. But what we did today, we actually held a engagement, with YIPA and SHRA together. We invited some youth to come and join us today at the Radisson Hotel in Sandton. And we had an amazing networking engagement where we just basically spearheaded what we've done together with this MOU to just start off and really just get involved. We really just wanted to start things properly. Yeah. So that's what we did today, earlier this evening. It was a room full of young people, excited and really ready to get involved in the social housing sector. Mm-hmm. It was an incredible time, just really sharing insights. We had our sector stakeholders involved, people from the NHFC, the National Housing Funding Corporation, as well as the Housing Development Agency, the HDA, us as SHRA, grant funding institution. It was just an incredible opportunity to just get involved and just show YIPA what we can bring to the table to really foster young people getting involved in the property sector.
Mm-hmm. Does this agreement have any timelines in terms of for how long it will be implemented?
Oh, okay. So that one I'm not quite sure. I think maybe if we were to get our legal resources involved, maybe they could clarify.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful that it's a long partnership that stands the time, the test of time. Hopefully we've got a long time together, but already as it is, considering we're halfway through the year, we've already discussed, further engagements with YIPA for the rest of this year as well, just to say, look, guys, today is only the beginning. Following our stakeholder engagement today, we just wanted to introduce the social housing sector to YIPA and their beneficiaries, the people who are signed onto their network, just to bring them on board, just make them understand what the sector is all about. And this is only the beginning. So I trust that we've got a long journey ahead of us, but even it being a long journey, it needs to be a journey that has fruits. So we're hopeful that, during this time together, partnering with YIPA, we can then see young people come in, deliver projects, deliver social housing projects. So we're very, very excited.
But why do you think, Nokolo, it is important for young people to start getting involved in housing related matters? And why now?
In South Africa, social housing is a program of the National Department of Human Settlements. And this is part of the government's mandate to transform South Africa following, of course, our history under the apartheid regime. So now in this day and age, social housing is it's a means to, restructure our urban areas. And the youth really have the power to do so much more than what has been done so far, since freedom was established in South Africa. The youth are the future of this country. And part of the government's transformation imperatives is for not only Black-owned entities to thrive. We all know about BEE, and we want Black-owned entities to just have equal opportunities. But now we realize beyond Black ownership, we want to look at our designated groups. And designated groups include women-owned entities, youth-owned entities, and entities owned by persons with disabilities. That's PWDs. So we want to just basically shed some light on a deeper level to introduce transformation in the economy of South Africa. So we know that in South Africa, we struggle with, the high unemployment rates amongst youth. So it's initiatives like this where the youth hold so much power. And if we leverage that power amongst the youth, we can really get some things done. So that's what we're really trying to do here. We're trying to leverage untapped resources and make sure that they really, create some change in the dynamic of our economy.
Create some change in the dynamic of our economy. Such an important point there, Nakolo, because young people are making up the majority of our population here on the African continent.
Absolutely.
But how are you going to make sure that all young people across South Africa will be able to get involved in this particular initiative? Because I'm sure this presents some challenges to make sure that all young people are brought on board.
Yes, of course. I think the challenge is that, when you're young, it means that you're kind of new. You're a new entrant in the industry. Maybe you're fresh out of university, you're a graduate. And what that means is that you don't have experience. And we know that to be active in the economy, a lot of the time we need people who have experience, we need people who know the game. So that's the fundamental challenge here, where we're trying to bring youth into the picture, but the youth are the same portion of the population that might not have that level of experience that we're looking for. So what we're doing is, as the SHRA, it's one of our mandates to create an enabling environment in this sector. And how we create an enabling environment is by providing training programs, we provide support, we provide all kinds of initiatives, some grants as well to capacitate entities that might be lacking in some experience and things like that. So that's how we're trying to basically fill the gap. We want the youth to come forward because we want to provide that support, provide the training and the guidance and partner with them so that, it's not really a disadvantage that you're young. It's not a disadvantage at all. You might not have experience, but come forward. Let's partner. Let's lead each other. Let's guide you. Let's give you the help that you need. And there we can actually turn things around. It's not about being young and having no experience, but rather being young and receiving the support that you need.
The sooner they start to get involved, the better. Noxolo, remind our listeners again with regard to young people. When you say a young person, talk to me about that. We're talking about somebody who is less than 35, not more than 35.
Yes. So it's crazy. Time flies. We realize that, sometimes you think you're young forever, but guys, it's everyone below the age of 35. That's the youth in South Africa. And, Africa Tonight, we want to remind you that things might be challenging in the economy that we're facing here in South Africa. But as youth, the world is your oyster. And we are here. As SHRA, we want to help you. We want to support you. We want to give you the guidance and capacitation that you need to effect the change that we know that you're capable of. So let's do this. Let's turn things around. We've just celebrated Youth Month, Youth Day earlier this month. So now closing off today, it's the 30th of June, the last day of Youth Month. Let us just celebrate our youth. Come forward, come together. Let's do things. Let's change the economy. Let's be impactful. Let us be productive. And let's also come together and leverage what we have to then just cause change, restructuring and turn things around. So really, we invite our youth to come forward and partner with us. That's all we're saying today.
Absolutely. Your social media handles, Noxolo?
Right. So the SHRA is SHRA Online on Instagram. And I myself, you can reach me directly as the girl on site. I'm a construction professional, so I love to document my career in construction. So you'll find me on the girl on site on Instagram. And let's engage. Please reach me, follow me. I have a YouTube channel as well where I share some insights about working in construction, studying in construction, whatever the case may be. So I look forward to engaging with anyone and everyone who's interested in the construction industry.
Absolutely. Noxolo Jali, it has been a pleasure having you on the show tonight. Thank you so much and all the best with this initiative. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Khumbelo. This has been so much fun. Thank you, Africa Tonight, and hopefully we'll talk soon.
That podcast was courtesy of Channel Africa, the African perspective.